but a lot of the time you're going to be trying to get more aggressive and take space. And most teams are going to expect that when they're coming up against a Neon. And straight off the bat, you're already going to see that from TENSTAR. Nelo looking to really take that charge.
Yeah, NAVI have spread this one out, so they're ready for some duels, but not quite ready for Nelo. That aggression, catching them, not necessarily by surprise, having spotted her, but the duel going the way of the headhunter. Not too unpredictable. NAVI shift focus to the A site. Now, they have got, of course, a decent weakness here. Just the Viper Wall to deter them. The players back towards yellow, very much working around a retake and punishing any over-aggression and catching anybody splitting in through double doors, which this time isn't happening.
Spike planted.
Shock dart. Not going to be able to do too much. Still the advantage sitting with TENSTAR in terms of personnel, but they've got a fairly long rotation, and it looks like there's a wraparound coming through as well on the other side to try and catch them in the back.
Standing ahead.
Now, this needs to move relatively quick, as that defensive side is going to get in and start fighting those players a little bit closer up. Gia, though, was that a spam through the screen? It's just, man, it's still like, is she just cheating? 3rd kills through! That's ridiculous!
Wow, I mean...
And then just tapped the next player through it as well. And that was absurd.
Wow. Oh, hell of a way to start out the map. Let's see if they can carry that momentum forward, though, into this second round. Being a decent bit of investment by some of these NAVI players. So you want to make sure if you're bringing rifles into the round, you're bringing them out as well. And most importantly, make sure they don't fall into the hands of your opponents. But some of these crossfires can make even the classics dangerous. And, well, it's not just a classic they're up against. You saw that frenzy on the Neon speed that they can approach the angle at. It can catch you off. And Claw's already found one, so a little bit of economic punishment. They should be able to recover that weapon, but this is probably a part of map control that they kind of have to give up, looking at how they're shifting towards this B site. So potentially something to be retrieved to bolster down TENSTAR. Instead, they're going to gamble the rotation around and try to catch them off with numbers, try to do some more damage.
There's still some opportunities, and especially with this rotation back, they're going to spot at least one of the players. Shot not connected, and while Ritha's done a pretty decent job of just closing out the close players. Gia again is spamming people through walls. It seems like she's definitely on today. While Clark going to get caught out by the trip. A fair amount to do in terms of damage, and while proxima is going to make sure there's absolutely none of that. Utility's going to be can really do some damage, so it's going to be up to NAVI to be very dynamic in a lot of those setups, but it does mean you have more dedicated anchors than, say, on the other side, as you can do with both Viper and the Cypher in some pretty nasty crossfires.
Well, this stack up on B is unusual. You won't see it all too often, but coming, and to be honest, especially coming into a round like this, where your opponents have those weaknesses. But you can see the idea for TENSTAR. If you've got those weaknesses, maybe they'll try Viper Wall up on B, blitz out, and use the numbers to their advantage. So they stack it up, but what this means early is if you don't get the info, you're in a bit of trouble. Luckily, they've just popped a Tiger all the way through. They've even caught a kill on the back of the aggression to try and deny that space take. There were 2 players in the alleyway, able to take down one. And NAVI now on a big back foot because they're starting to really poke towards this. They want to trade back that kill from earlier, but they don't know about this stack. And, well, even stunned up, Sliicyy is able to tear them apart. Oh, that is disgusting.
30 seconds left.
And well, I think that Vandal might be more valuable than the attempted 1v5.
Flawless.
Well, it's not going to get anything. Sia quickly to put her in the dirt, and high rounds, that's really not too much of a detriment, especially on this map where everybody's using Vandals. The chances of that making a difference are very, very slim indeed. By the looks of it, NAVI are now going to fall into much more of a default, waiting to see that aggression come through. As mentioned, like, you're running a chamber and a neon. You have to try and take space around the map, otherwise chances are you're going to lose a lot of space.
Well, this is similar to what we saw from NAVI in the pistol, but with the agents changing up a bit, having that camera to look down through the lane, catch anybody that's peeking holes, and get the Cypher up nice and close. I'm going to try to use that to sense how frequently they're peeking into it, feel out the timing, and, well, a perfect read in this case, as they're able to slip up very close to these players, Gia, at the double doors as the execute comes out. That could be a valuable lurk, but it's caught, nipped in the bud immediately by Kla. They can look to just retake this site with that pick already secured.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes. In the pistol, they really struggled with the retake, and the rotations are incredibly far away on the other side of things. Doesn't look like the screen's actually been used, so they might be able to throw that in as some sort of retake wall, but it's more just getting that timing through. And you can already see back on the other side, a lurk down mid coming once again.
Oh, it looks like it might just catch one. But Sia was wise to it. Taking the kill, and Nelo doubles down. Proxima's alone. The defuse. You can't deny it. Not from there. Up against so much. Oh, still doing some damage. But at the end of the day, that's all it'll come down to. The score.
These lurk plays that are attempting to come through from River, especially after it happened in the first round as well. Obviously, it did come down to a 1v1 in that mid position, but in the meantime, the rest of the team did a very good job of clearing everyone else.
Well, we've seen some good adaptations to play the slower rounds. This time we start by a rush out. They already lose one in the spams through the wall. Still though, in the position they're in, spike planted, maybe they could even commit the Viper's Pit here. It's not advised off the bat. If they can find an advantage, maybe they're going to pull the trigger on it. But look at Nelo, ever vigilant, maintaining all control for them. And if that pit's going down, it has to be now. It looks like it won't be. The pistols will have a tough time unchecked. Sephia almost had something. The Kla able to spin on a dime, and that neon movement coming through for more than its weight in gold. The defuse could already be coming through. Proxima has to swing, but timing's kind of on her side. This is only half the... Oh, that could have been so much more awkward. They'll get it in the nick of time.
Yeah, definitely a lot more costly than they would have liked, and I assume they're going to be able to retrieve the operator, which they have, so that's something at least led into by NAVI, and that's where I think you want to go for a faster push. Really take that space, try and get into the site as quickly as humanly possible, and basically try and negate any damage from these operators, which has already not happened, because Kla, well, that was just nasty.
Your trail.
She might not be able to teleport out, but it's almost as good.
Welcome to my
Dashing out and looking for more picks from afar, but nothing will come through. For TENSTAR, they've got a lot of players around that stairs area, but the problem is getting into the site now. So much more difficult. This Viper's Pit down, fighting outside of it around the left side of the pyramids to try and keep this map control. It's tough for Sephia, just buying time. With a kill around middle, maybe they could apply some extra pressure, but only Proxima can hold on so much longer. Just players everywhere. Seekers finding her, and the headhunter seeks her out in the end. The defuse possible now, the cover coming in, and it's the form of Nelo. Once you've got that tour de force trained on an angle, you know it's done. In particular, defensive side, Viper's Pit, there we go. Right off the rip, it's going to be used, and it has a gap in it. This is an intended gap. One that they've put down specifically to give Nelo the angle, the flash on mid. I don't think it will have seen anyone. If it didn't, I would expect Nelo to perhaps disengage. Actually, sorry, the flash went out and popped around the pillar, so they could still be coming through elbow, right? But periodically checking the gap then. Once the push goes to come in, there you go. Focused up or down. The chance was there, but the flash was perfect.
I know exactly.
Canceling out this master plan. They brought this fight through the pit, and it's been caught. Sia holding strong. She comes out of the pit though, and Sephia's waiting as well. This has been her round, and Navi get a plant because of it.
Chance for Gia, but again, caught off. So much utility being spammed into the backline. Sliicyyy's flash is perfect. A drop on the other of Gia as well, and now it's left for one Proxima. She got some space, but Sliicyy has just torn her a new one. Another sublime retake coming through to TENSTAR, and okay, the initial plan may not have worked, but it just seems right now that their players are just on a different level.
A risky fight, and the second it doesn't go their way, it buys them the timing for the rest of the team to rotate in. Sia doing a fantastic job holding the control, but outside of that, you know, that really felt like the round for Skies at the start. Looked like Sephia was going to steal the show, but what a return by Sliicyy. The retake near perfect. Peek on mid. Oh, Nelo had to look through just some pixels to see. A great shot from Proxima. As precise as you could wish for, and Kim is plunged.
Stuck in the mud. Yet to be pressured. They've cleared out the site. The spike a little bit further behind. The screen is actually quite nasty. It's going to lock out the defenders from a proper retake position. Sliicyy could be everything. The Tiger through. The stun's been connected. She's just going to get the shot for free. I don't think she'll keep that Marshall for long. But that information eventually being found out. Proxima, I was about to say, should have a free kill, but never mind. Her teammates got her back, and in the meantime, Clark is just wiping out everyone else. Gia, the last lady standing, and, well, 1v3, no spike in 20 seconds. Good luck.
I must wait a moment.
Nobody wants to play against Clow when she's got confidence. And right now, plenty of it going her way. The finances to bounce back easily and pull out maybe some more crazy setups like your double up, like your mid rush that's coming through right now. Nelo, no fear in her heart as she takes that opening pick, but a missed shot doesn't cost them though.
No, and again, it just looks like a perfect read after what has been execution after execution. I was thinking maybe we need to see some mid control out of NAVI, and well, it seems like TENSTAR had the same idea. Left a little bit of a gap though. And that does mean that Clara's been lost. The same could be said for Sia being spotted out and leaving Kim isolated on the stairs. I say isolated, I don't think they've spotted her at all. She's going to get away with murder. Just not clearing the angle. It comes out with two, and then Sia's there to help out.
Wow.
Proxima left alone. Okay, finally Nelo will be punished for one of those missed shots, but there's still 3 players that they have to deal with, and they're even going to start healing up the rest.
Yeah, like I said, Kim was isolated but concealed at the same time. Cloak and dagger coming through for TENSTAR this time as Proxima will attempt to sneak up behind. He is behind at least one. No idea how many more. There, one more to the right, and Proxima wasn't expecting Sliicyy. If she was,
why would you?
I fear it could have been the ace. What a round, but ultimately the same result.
So no problems investing for TENSTAR, and on the other side of things, well, cash flow is poor.
Yeah, it ain't looking too good for NAVI. This push out on mid, at least they'll have a chance. The number's still not in their favor, with Nelo finding the first damage done on the follow-up and the elbow push a little too late to catch any kind of a pincer. Now they look elsewhere, and to be fair, Sia, she needs to hit these first shots, and she hasn't. A trade as clean as can be, and Kim cannot return the favor. Now the pressure is on for Sova, because they're reading exactly where she is. Oh, wow.
She really wanted that kill. Maybe just had enough of the fact that she was holding on to her Hunter's Fury and was just like, you know what? I want to get back to earning it up again. Tagging up a little bit. Sephia's space could be interesting, but this is the thing. TENSTAR are playing quite an unorthodox defense. It seems like when they get an advantage, they almost just group up. 4 players all around the same angle. Nice shot from Gia, though.
30 seconds
and
left.
With the space that's currently over on A, the thing is they've got a kill on B. They're running straight into the trap. Well, they're eventually going to get the information, but it might be too little too late. They're now being wrapped from behind as well, and almost just running straight back into their opponents. This battle is not going to go well, and Clark is going to take out both 8 and 2.
Yeah, it's not that it's a crazy idea. It's just not something you'll see all too often. The teams much prefer to play the range duels around mid or hold down cave. The chamber able to disconnect from the fight, rather. This is an interesting setup again, because you still have the 3 players here on A, but it is a hard retake that they're playing for. That allows the pit to go down, and NAVI now have a decent foothold over this side.
We've seen this many a time, though. They've got in, they've got the plant, but closing out these rounds has just not gone well for them. Seeker's available as well. Stunned through. Sephia is so close to the edge of that pit. An extra step, and she could be out of there. In fact, they're going to spot her. That Seeker has given all the information they need. One player to the good. It's going to be a couple as well. Kim is straight down two, so is River. And Proxima still survives within the pit. The time is ticking as well, but Kim has found another. The problem is the time has already gone. This time, NAVI will be able to hold on, but they're going to lose every single player for it.
Through again in this round. That's been the only solution. And Tom, they don't have that solution this time around.
Take this.
Bit more of a passive hold.
Scout
We've seen this
destroyed.
one a bit more regularly from the side of TENSTAR. Operator locking down mid, a spot that NAVI have started to try and challenge for, but they lose that opening battle to Nelo almost every single time. It's actually been ridiculous how much success she's had off the back of that operator. Still, though, just trying to be that little bit more patient, wait for this aggression to come through. But this time, I don't know what's been seen or not seen, but there's still much more of a rotation back towards that A side of the map. Well, River, it might be this, just trying to sell a bit of a fake. It seems to be working out. In fact, on the other side, Sia almost just runs straight into the opposition. She goes down for nothing.
That was sold so perfectly. I mean, putting the Viper wall down is one thing, but following it up with the Neon, popping an ult, and then giving all that presence, putting her fast lane up. Of course, you think that that's going to be the site that gets hit. Again, though, it trades it out into a post plant. And as we said, those post plants have been tough so far. This time, because the team was on the other side of the map, though, time is not on their side. TENSTAR needs to move quickly. And as they finally rally up, it's time to look for trades. Moving around the site, leading the charge is Clav, but she's being caught out. Ritha out wide. She's going to be caught, but look at this setup. Snakebite's already coming up and over. And they've caught Kim in the first round. There was a second just to secure it. Now
I'm going to be focusing on River again. Like, she didn't have the best on that attacking side. That can happen. What has she got to offer on the defense? Because a lot of the time, we saw Clara being able to take space and just win out battles based off her individual ability. Which, if you've had a poor first half, might be a little bit tougher to do.
Yeah, well, look, Class now coming onto the attacking side, right? And this is where we can see that Neon set the tone of the round completely. Could be a scary thing. Sliicyy certainly not going to be having the her in this round. Down straight away. G, of course, back. They're trying to get away, but look how quickly Claw's just rounding these corners. The team practically surrounded before they think the push is even fully bloomed. And a plant to be secured to all the players behind the pyramid. That's not a great spot with Sephia trained in on it. Good for a double, and that's more than enough to secure a pistol.
Yeah, huge from her. She was already tagged down incredibly low, being able to take out two players from that position. And I was rolling again.
Take flight.
So I wonder what the plan is over on TENSTAR. We've seen the defaults from NAVI, very different looking than this. I mean, right now you are aggressively taking that mid control out of your opponent's hands, using the range here that has been completely conceded. This probably not what you're expecting your opponents to do when they have pistols. Normally, this is the part of the map you'll see teams avoid, go for faster rounds. Maybe the headhunter can be there, but 3 players in your spawn, that's going to catch you off guard. And it sure has with Sliicyy picking up a double. This is a disaster for NAVI. The launching board to get them back into this, and Tom, they have fallen flat.
I'd say it's onto Gia. And not even realizing the player she saw earlier in the round is completely gone! Sliicyy! I don't know what she's had for breakfast or lunch or maybe even dinner at this stage, but whatever it is, I need that diet plan because she is not missing a beat in this round. River, though, has made things competitive.
One enemy
Pistol of
remaining.
her own. She's facing off against Sliicyy, the demon in the night.
Ace.
While Gia standing in her way, she will eventually go down, but the hope is her teammates have got enough to drag this one over the line. Kim's going to go swinging. Still a chance for the clutch, but from behind, Nelo will
Just locking it down, but they had decided, you know, there's just no way they go for mid, right? The only gap that was left, and it was torn wide open. TENSTAR this time under a lot of pressure. Straight away, we have a pick. We have this player not able to escape anymore. That shock dart took away the only method of escape. That is kind of ridiculous. The advantage, though, doesn't last long because she is taken down through the cave.
Taste of her own medicine. After some of the spam shots we've seen. And look at the adaptation of the plant. Deep towards the spawn. They're even going to take that control with the wraparound coming through from Claw. It leaves a lot to be desired. And Sliicyy, well, this is what happens when you get 4 kills when you're running a pistol. You're going to get yourself quite a few orbs for those Seekers. Spam from Claw doesn't really find anything to stun, though. Makes this very awkward for Proxima to try and escape. And in the meantime, teammates, I was going to say being cleared, but Sephia has been at least able to find one.
That's 30 HP, but she doesn't need to survive. Just needs to run that clock down. Trying to make these round coming up. The pause used for this strategic change. Navi down on mid. This is perfect. Already evading that early recon. And even though they found the opening pick, you know, here's the thing. They should not expect a player to now be in this position down on mid. River has this one figured out. And she'll continue to advance. Look at the noise being made as well by Sky. It is really getting out there, firing off the op and letting them know, oh, I'm still at double doors, by the way. Oh, my
nasty.
You don't see those plays every day.
No, it's just clever to completely bypass the utility, go through that trip, even still the defense of this site. Proxima. It's going to put 2 in the grave and still surviving. What's left? All onto Claw, and she will fall as well. A Maestro in the back.
That was good. The setup to it. But Proxima on the backside, being able to get so much value in that position. I mean, that is life support for your team. A moment like that, you need to keep it going. Down by 4. They're looking towards the A site for their advantage. Let's see if we can find some of this utility at least. For now, that trapwire undetected. The drone up above it. It might be far enough above it that it didn't hear.
The camera is destroyed.
Oh, already picked up. I know someone's at the back of the site. Gia, oh, she's so blind. Taken out by the Spectre, weapon upgraded. It's the Shorty attempting to do some damage and almost manages to take out Claw. In fact, driven from behind on the flank will lock them in instead. Sephia has dropped one more, and now it's left all onto Nelo, and this time no heroics to be had. Navi. Again, it looks like they're going to try and put some pressure towards mid early. We've seen how much they've been able to do with the pistols in some of the earlier rounds, but ultimately this time you can almost see how passive, I was going to say some of the players are. I'm more looking at this A push though. Look how far they've already gone all the way through Ritha. It's just said, guys, they're definitely not A. I can tell you that for free. In fact, I'm going to go spot tube as well. No, there's no one here. Probably mid and B, guys. Probably mid and B.
So here's the thing. TENSTAR realized this mid play isn't what it used to be. This is a very passive op, and they're keeping a player in spawn, watching for this push to come all the way through. Sia, though, has a very tough fight on her hands if she was to actually take it. Just a sheriff. So, backing off from it and looking for control elsewhere on the map. Now seeing that mid is where that gap has been left. And they'll make their way through to the A site. Yeah, they've already gone in through the double doors and cleared all this out. Huge information.
Sliicyy finding space. But the funny thing as well is with this deep A push, you might almost just start selling the idea that this is for free again. Just so good with this pistol. I almost think it's a detriment that she's picked up a rifle at this stage.
Oh my. You would be so tilted getting killed from this position. A lurker laid in mid like this. But River avoids any sort of tilt here. Instead, applying that to Nelo, a good kill. A lot of information, a thorn in the side, and that distracts them long enough for teammates come sweeping into the rescue, but she needs no rescue. River is in charge until she meets the Sheriff of Kim. Luckily, they take her down very, very quickly. And that defuse going to Sephia, building up those Seekers to be used in one of the coming rounds.
The wraparound through the doors. That's been the struggle so far for TENSTAR. It's just being able to hold on to any map control. Nelo, though, is looking to try and fight mid very early indeed, but the same can be said on the other side. They've already got a push in towards elbow.
Yeah, again, the op spotting it. A change up on the previous round where similar mid approach. Similar hold on double doors, but it was for cave control. TENSTAR, no, it's not cave this time. They've cleared it out themselves. Even the Hunter's Fury being thrown out to try and displace these players. Sephia eating the stun, but they've deterred Nelo. The flank in mid caught. And TENSTAR's plan turns into, instead of a split or late lurk play to distract that A side, instead it's going to play out as a fake. Move towards mid. Oh, is it a fake or are they going double doors? Because there's still a lot of players here and it looks like they've made the right call. Oh, they definitely made the right call.
Oh, River's been caught out, but she's going to be able to slow them down at least a little bit using her teammates' poison orb just to hold on to ground rather than trying to fight the full force. TENSTAR roster is not pretty. Still gets away with a kill and has support from Gia as well. Laser beam pass is not going to do much, and that cleanup looked far too easy in the end. For luck.
I mean, the good thing was there was a locked-in victory by having your Neon of River disengage, being able to get back onto the B side in the blink of an eye. Like, you're inside the orb, you're holding control, but then when your team starts to execute again, she was just a literal half a second on site, had angles that they thought were clear for the next, 2, 3, 4 seconds.
Poison's off.
Just makes you so uncomfortable, always on your toes when you're making those plays. Now at 10-9, the pressure most certainly on. Look at how spread this map is, colored in like a modern art piece. Look at the deep push from River, calculated by class. Everybody just waiting for the others to make a move, but ultimately it is TENSTAR to make a move, and with the weaker weapons, they'll be very happy to find a post plant on B. Look at the rotations. They've left it completely. They've fallen for this hook, line, and sinker, and TENSTAR will easily make their way in for a plant.
It's going to have to be a full retake with a tour de force. Seekers,
You want to
it's
play?
definitely more
Let's
dangerous
play.
than I imagine they would have liked. Kim could be a thorn in their side, but she's been spotted over the top of the box. Giving her position away. Nelo already tagged up a little bit as well. Off the back of it, they're going to have the info. What a shot from Sephia. That neural theft has given them everything they need, and this retake has got so much legs to it at this point. They made that look so easy. Both teams having so much success in the retakes, and the post-plant holds have been weak.
Don't even start.
Coming in this round, this is definitely not something that they're happy with. What this means is NAVI can lose any amount of rounds. There's no eco. They will close this game out with a buy round with rifles in their hands no matter what. And, well, push to come through. The stun not catching anyone. Gia is still dancing around, but she has been, well, sought out is one way to put it. Somehow, though, she's still walking around. No one's actually sought her out other than the ultimate. And that's 11 rounds for NAVI on the back of a little oversight from TENSTAR.
This was an 8-4 scoreline. That first half, and then even the break back after the pistol. Like, NAVI have had pretty much everything against them in this second half, and yet they've now had a streak of 6 rounds in a row. Some of their players are sat, what, 6, 7, 8,000 credits. I honestly, I think at this point, TENSTAR just look rattled. They've been caught out by angles that realistically should be checked, and wow, they're trying to go for something fast-paced once again. Initial push into mid. Klar just looking to try and almost put the team on her back, and again, just counted by utility. Well, it's a little bit of an awkward position for Sephia.
Oh!
Executed.
Yeah, a bit more awkward when you're caught swapping weapons. On the sweet spot for it. Gia on the stairs, a missed shot and an op waiting. That's going to scare you from going for more peaks, at least you would think. They've got support on the way, so looking to fight all across the board, retake some space. Shock darts coming through, but that alerts Sliicyy to just where the archer is. And this could now become a little bit difficult. That Viper's Pit, again, a cornerstone of a lot of these attacking rounds that we saw in the previous half. And it's now used, although the plant not coming down inside, it makes sense. It is something that they're going to have to account for now. when running down that clock.
Oh, again, just Sliicyy putting the team on her back. This operator retrieved and giving them the advantage. They're also going to be spotted out by the drone, although I don't think it actually hit the tag, so that's at least something. Won't be spammed down through it. There's some sort of mistake. River, though, has already managed to clear out one. The spam through catches Kim, but the last player looking to try and wrap around the time. It's not really on her side. It's just going to be stuck all the way through, and she's got it. The final kill will go the way of Sliicyy, still so deadly in every battle, but they managed to avoid her pressure.
And bounce back into it. It looked like that would be them snatching victory before we could even really kick off the half, but from there, Tom, it's been a stumble. I don't know if I'd call it a fumble. That ult, though, certainly is. It's going to catch nobody. Information, not really that valuable. I mean, they've got hulls, they've cleared out cave, but even at this point, with the recon coming down, you have to get somewhat worried you've made the wrong call, but they are committed towards this B site, and rightfully so as the push comes through. Proxima, excuse me, doubles up.
Yeah, these site anchors have just been phenomenal. By both sides of the map, they've just had issues here, even taking an aggressive push.
Ooh.
Oh, I was gonna, they've been phenomenal, but being caught out there is not ideal. Give it away back into the round for TENSTAR. Teachers are going to give them all the info, and they know right that moment they have to make their move. Ritha in a bit of an off angle around the edge of the box, might not necessarily be checked for. One,
Spike planted.
it's going to go down. Nothing they can really do about that one.
That's not a lost cause yet for Navi, but this flank could be everything. Silva on his way behind. They hold down on site, off in hand, missed shot.
Oh.
And this is where the pressure is on Kim. Coming through this tunnel. It hasn't been checked yet. They're still focused on the side, but now Kim is alone, not ready for that peek. But the shot isn't landed on the other side, and Navi need to make a move. They've got to close the fight now, and Kim is the one to come ahead. 3 kills, a triple to keep TENSTAR alive. And they are just one away from securing an overtime.
That might just be the mental break that TENSTAR needed, just to get themselves back onto the board. A couple of solid plays, catching the aggression, maybe even the cockiness slightly of Navi taking that space. See, though, if there's going to be a return to form. Ult in the favor of TENSTAR here. A Hunter's Fury, potentially for post-plant, or even just to clear some of the early angles. And you can see they are taking their time.
Yes, this is a round where both teams have been on the server for quite a while. Everything boils down to this. Nobody wants to be the player to overstep the mark, to make the mistake. Utility starts out towards B, information gained on a few positions at least. And Navi, what will they do? They've been poked on the B site, but not too sure what's going down now. They're starting to get a bit more certain. Snakebite on its way. That's cut them up a little bit, stopped them from coming through on time. Nelo with a crazy play. I mean, just jumping through the orb, through the snakebite. No dams to
30
give.
seconds left.
And that plant's going to come through. Players healed up as well, and a difficult retake on the board for Navi, on the cards, I should say.
Gia is already going to kick it off well. This should be traded out almost instantaneously from Kim's lurk. Something that will have to be dealt with. Flash again. Solid. Went straight past her, though. Sia's able to sit at the back of the site still. The spray down from Sephia is solid, and they've done it. Another retake and a comeback from NAVI Celestials. An impressive showing of resilience.
Defenders
Eventually,
win.
they will get things
Last
over the
player standing.
Well, luckily that last one doesn't land until the round's already done.